Hi everybody, it's Dee Slater with Create with Dee, and welcome to our sixth project of our weekend of Winter Crafty Carnival. I'm so glad that you're here, and I hope you enjoy our 5 projects that we're going to be doing this Sunday. All right, so today's projects, I've got a couple of 3Ds projects. This is being one of them. 2 cards and 1 little gift holder. And so I hope that you enjoy these projects, and it seemed like everybody did yesterday as well. All right, so today what we're going to make is this mini notebook or mini note card box and note cards. So we're going to make this cute little box, and then the box contains 4 note cards. Alrighty, so let's go ahead and we'll get started making the box on here. So as you come in, please say hi. And just like yesterday, if you're here on the Facebook Live event, comments, I will draw around 5 o'clock tonight some you'll either get the project, or if it's 2 3D-ish, you'll get something else from me. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. This is what you would have gotten if you got the kits to go. You got all of this stuff ready, and I'm going to put everything else back in the envelope except for what's going to be the box. We talked about the bag-a-lopes yesterday. This is one of the extra envelopes that you would have gotten. We're not going to use that envelope, but it was used to store everything. All right, let's go ahead and talk about this box template here. We've got some scoring and we've got some cutting to do. All right, so what we're going to need is a piece of cardstock. Here I've got a piece of Starry Sky, and if you got the kit to go, I did go ahead and score it all for you. All right, so here's what the measurements were. Along the 11-inch side, we're scoring it at 3 inches, 4, 7, and 8. And then we're going to turn it, and it's being scored at 3 3/4 and 1 1/4. So along the 8 1/2 side, 3 1/4 and 4 1/4. Okay, so when it's facing this way, what we're wanting to do is on these long elements here. So this is going to be the 4 1/4 side or area here. So there's this the halfway point of the cardstock. It's these larger areas here. What we're going to do is we're going to get our paper trimmer, and we're going to cut this on the diagonal from score line to score line. So let's get our trimmer out, and we'll do that. While this looks like it's an intimidating project, it really isn't. Just embrace your trimmer and you will be just fine. And I encourage you all to try it. All right, so on the trimmer, what I'm going to do is I'm going to match up where the score lines intersect on my trimmer. Close it. That's the scoring blade. And then you always want to do it fast so that it cuts it. Okay. We're going to do the same thing on the other side. All right, so here's the score line here. Put that on the track. And then here's this one, put that on its track. And that looks good. Go fast. You could also, if you want to, you could take a straight edge ruler, make a line, and just cut it as well. All right, I'm going to put the trimmer aside for now. Oh, no, I'm not. All right, so now while it's in this flat moment here, we want to add our designer paper. All right, let me get out that information. All right, so for our fancy floral designer paper, we're going to need 1 piece of 4 by 2 3/4 cut diagonally. And we'll get to these later on. I think I'm missing one of the information here. 1 second. Whoops. Well, I'll come back to that in just a second here. Let's see here. So we've got our designer paper. I'm kind of warming up here this morning. So this is the 4 by 2 3/4, and we're going to cut that at a diagonal. I chose from the paper, from the Fancy Floral Designer paper. I'm using these 3 patterns on the card. They don't have a directional to them, which is kind of good for the front panels here. That way you don't have to worry about if something's upside down. All right, so this is the 4 by 2 3/4, and we're going to cut it at a diagonal. Alrighty, I'm going to go ahead and get that and line up the tracks, line it up on the tracks, trim it fast, and ready to go. I need to cut one more piece of designer paper, just a second here. Let me see what that is. I've got everything but that one out. Just take one quick second. And while I'm looking up what measurement I forgot about, oh, here I need a 2 3/4 by 3 sections. So let me go and grab that real quickly. Hold please, sorry about this. 3. All right, I think I got it now. Okay, so we need a 2 3/4 by 3. I'm so sorry about that, everybody. Best laid plans, right? Okay, now I can get rid of the trimmer. All right, let's bring everything back in. And again, before we fold anything up, what we want to do is we're going to put the designer paper in these areas here. All right, so I'm going to get my liquid glue. And that one can go here, and that one can go here. So you can pick which side that you'd like. Get some liquid glue on it, and we'll put that down. This, again, it looks intimidating, but it really isn't. It's just a couple of diagonal cuts, and we would be all set for that. Put that one here. All right. Now, this one is going to go right in this area here, and we'll get that in. So it's just easier to put the designer paper down before we get to cutting and assembling the box. All right, now we'll get our paper snips, and we're going to remove some of these sections here. So we're going to cut out, completely cut out where this extra score mark is here and here. So right underneath of the triangles, we're going to cut out this rectangle and this rectangle. Okay, so we'll just get our snips, and we're just going to follow along the score lines. And you could do this first if you wanted to. Doesn't matter if you put the designer paper down first or you trim those out first. It's kind of whatever you'd like to do. And when we get done cutting, we're going to have something that kind of looks like an arrow in a way. Okay, so I'll just cut along the score lines. One more little cut. And then if you want to, you can save these for some punching or die cutting for the project here in just a second as well. Okay, so this is what we have. We have this little arrow contraption here left. Next, what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and cut these little square flaps here, because those will be what we put in for to make the box. All right, so now we have everything. You have something that looks like this. All right, so now we're going to flip this over. And here comes the magic. Put this up and this. And so when we assemble it, this is where we're going with it. Yay! So cute. Such a cute little box. Okay, so we'll go ahead and we'll get this put together. I'm going to go ahead and use liquid glue. You could use tear and tape. I'm just going to use liquid glue for the speed of this. And put this up like so. Hold that down. Hold that down. How's everybody doing this Sunday morning? I can't really see comments on how I'm doing it right now, so I'll have to go and, and watch or go back and reply to your comments later on. All right, I can put adhesive all on this panel here. And we'll close that. Again, if you wanted to use tear and tape, you could. We'll use liquid glue here. Do the same thing on this panel. Whoops. Got a little... I have it up in the air so that you can see what I'm doing. And we'll line that up. Now this is going to wrap around the front of it. You want to kind of square it up a little bit. And here I do want to use tear and tape. Oops, let's get that secure. You could put tear and tape here and here. I'm just going to go ahead and keep using liquid glue. Want to put the glue down here at the corner. You can go all the way up in here. You just want to make sure not to go where it's going to be exposed over on the crisscrossing. So I can put a little glue up in here and close it. Line it up to the bottom. Kind of press that a little bit. Do the same thing on the other side. So the box is the most, if I want to say intimidating, it's the most intimidating part of it, but it's not horrible. And it's super cute. All right, there is our box. So cute. Hope you like it. Hope you like it. And of course, if you've got the, if you got the kit to go and everything, you've got this PDF that has a beautiful template and everything on your instructional PDF. All right, so that's that. That's not so bad. So let's go ahead and we'll get out the rest of the goodies that are in our kit. So what else that we're going to use today is we're going to make these 4 little note cards that go into it. We'll make one together and then it's just kind of rinse and repeat. It's the same ones. What we did is I started with a full piece of basic white cardstock and just cut it into 4. So along the 8.5 inch side, cut it at 4 1/4, and then at 5 1/2. So you get 4 what will be our mini note cards. And then we'll take our 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 cardstock, and we're going to fold this in half along the 5 1/2 inch side. And what we've done here is we've made a little note card now that's 2 3/4 by 4 1/4, and we're going to be able to make 4 of them out of one piece of cardstock. Whoops. So if you ever want to make some little mini note cards, this is a little trick that you can do, is just cut your 8.5 by 11 into 4ths, and you are all set to go for mini cards or mini note cards. And we'll do one more. So again, your kit to go. You got all of this done for you. You are welcome. All right. So other things then that we needed in here, that's in your kit, was 4 of the, oops, 4 pieces of the Starry Sky, and this is be cut at 2.5, yes, 2.5 by 4. So we'll layer that down. And again, I don't know why that's not in there, but it's not on here. So we're going to pretend that we have that matting layer ready to go. And then you're going to need 4 pieces of our Fancy Floral Designer Series paper. So let me just kind of bring back in our measurements here. So we need 4 of the Starry Sky at 4 by 2.5. And we're going to need 4 of the Fancy Flora for our mini note cards at 3 3/4 by 2 1/4. And I'm going to just not use the layer on these right now, but we're going to pretend we have all of those other backings. And we'll put this down. Oops, get my glue going. And we'll do that for all 4 cards. And actually that's kind of pretty there. All right, so we have that on all 4 of those. Okay, you can put that off to the side. And next what we'll do is we're going to make the belly band to go around this pretty belly band. So I'm using the layering circles dies, and whoops, and there again I've got the wrong size, so I'm hoping that it's all good for you guys. So let me just go ahead and get this a different one. My goodness, I'm out of sorts here today, it seems like. Oh, I'm just gonna grab a circle punch. All right, so we're gonna pretend that this is the right size here. Goodness, I was up early and had coffee and everything. This is just kind of getting away from me a little bit. Ahead of time, what I did, oh goodness, is I used the images from our Happiness Abounds stamp set, stamped and die cut out one of these little flowers. So let me just show you which one I did on that one. So I've got this, and I'm coloring it with some blends. So I've got my fresh freesia, and we'll just get some of our flowers colored real quickly. And then I just kind of wanted to share with you that if you wanted to, you could take your greens, and I don't know if you can see this, but I just went over the stems. I'm not even really staying within the lines, but I did want to give that its little green look to it. So if you just kind of, and I'm using Seafoam Green, the dark, and then it does really give that stem look to it. Let me just get a quick punch off for this one. As you can tell, that was bugging me. If I got the wrong size for you guys, just, make another, just cut that down and use it somewhere, figure something out to downsize your circle on it. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and pop that up with the dimensional. Got a little mini one here close by. Put that on. It's not going to come off with my hands. There we go. And then we'll layer that cute little one onto our big scallop circle. And then we'll have that ready to put on our belly band. Okay. For the belly band, what we're going to do is take a piece of our Starry Sky. And again, this is cut at 9 by 1. And I'm going to add a strip of tear and tape on it to make sure that the ribbon stays where I want it to stay. All right, so we'll do that. So, oops, take your tear and tape and go down the center of the belly band. And then we'll go ahead and take that off. And this will just help our ribbon stay where we want it in the center. We'll take our beautiful pool party ribbon, and I'm going to extend it by, maybe about, I want to be able to tie it, so maybe about 3 or 4 inches on either side of it. And we'll get that cut. And then we'll put that down. And then that will really keep it in place. Isn't that pretty how to do it that way? And then I'm going to take my bone folder and break down the fiber of it just a little bit. Now we'll get our box, and we are going to put this together like so. And I can peel back the ribbon a little bit, and I'm going to put that one down like so. Put this one back just a little bit. And then that's where I'm going to put some tear and tape on one of the ends. And we'll get that off. Alrighty, so we can kind of, like, as you can see, you can, kind of manipulate that ribbon just a little bit. Put that one over here. And now I'm going to tie a bow here on the left-hand side. And I'm not going to worry about some of that if the paper pulled up, because we've got our nice embellishment that's going to go right over top of it. And we'll get this, and we can get some full-size dimensionals. And right over on the ribbon and the seam, we're going to put the dimensionals, and then this is going to go right here in the center. Cute. Go ahead and cut off some of the excess of our ribbon. You can make your ribbon as large or as little as what you like. And then with our other things, again, using the layering circles, we can go ahead and put our bow on it. Let's get our glue dots. Well, I'm going to just go ahead and put a little bit. Oh my gosh, it's so Looney Tunes how I can have something for 2 seconds in front of me, then it walks on me. We're going to put our little, use a glue dot to put our ribbon on it and go there. All right, and then with our other elements here that are in the kit to go, we're going to just do some real simple stamping and sweet little coloring, using that same method that we did. So I've got 4 of these circles. These are about an inch circle. And with our Memento black ink, we will use a smaller image of these little flowers that were from the Happiness Abounds. And we'll go ahead and just make the same note card front for each of them. Okay, so like for a note card set, the paper background will kind of change it up a little bit, but the images on the front are the same. And on purpose, because it's a note card set, I do not, and we just would color them all the same like that, just like we did in the front. And because it's a note card, I tend to like to just keep it blank if it's a gift that way, if I'm giving it away. You know, whoever wants to use it, they can use it for whatever purpose that they would like. All right, and then we'll just put these onto here. And let's see here. So this was the other note card, like if you did not have the cardstock background on it. And then just with a dimensional, we'll just do a little bit of a pop-up on it. And you can put it wherever you'd like. You can make the orientation of your card go this way or that way. And I'll kind of show you the different ways that I did it on the samples here. So just to show that you can move it around in different ways and kind of mix it up for your recipients. All right, and then when you're all done making your note cards, you just gather the 4 of them up, and they fit so nicely right into our box that we just made. And sometimes that little tab catches on it on the inside, but you just kind of keep moving it down and then it's there. All right, a couple more things to go, and that is we've got our gems that came in with our projects, and we'll add a little bling to the front of it. So I put 3 of them, and I'm kind of because I've used this one and using all of the creations, I'm kind of getting low on some of my sizes that I use, but I'm just going to kind of mix it up a little bit and use some of the larger ones. So we'll put 3 on that, and again you'd have your mini glue dot and put your ribbon on it, and you'll have a cute little gift box to have. All right, well, I hope you guys like everything. Like this one. This is probably by far our most complicated when it has to do with some of the extra cutting elements on it. But you know, just pause the screen. Kind of, you can take this this template and then use it for replicating it, and you can make these cute little note cards. All right, I will see everybody back here in about 15 minutes for our second project of Sunday. I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.